Hey guys, thank you for watching. It's Itzel, and today I'm actually recording a story time. This is about the time, if you couldn't tell by the title of the video, about the time that the ambulance came for me at school. And yes, this was at GHS, and yes, it actually happened. I just didn't really put it out there. Like, I didn't post about it. I didn't really tell anyone. Like, if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, like, you didn't. People, I think, saw it because it was during lunch, and then I think some people saw it but they didn't know it was me, and then I think some people really just didn't care. But I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. I like telling background stories just so you guys know what led up to this moment. He's gonna be doing this the whole video. I should just stop. But okay, so it's actually kind of started off since freshman year. I went to freshman year knowing no one, and at Glendale High School I knew nobody, not a single soul. No one knew me, no one knew my name. I lived in Tucson, Arizona before, so no one really knew me. So that caused me to be really shy. And I got into dance. I wanted to get into dance because my cousins made it seem like fun. They went to different schools, so I told myself I need to be in dance too. But I didn't think of the fact that I was so shy. Why would I be in dance if I'm so freaking shy? But anyways, I got into it, and because I was so shy, I didn't do much. I didn't stretch. I was always in the back of the classroom. The teacher didn't know my name. Like, no one knew me. Like, I was a complete, like, ghost in that class. And sophomore year came around, and again, I got the dance class for intermediate. I don't even know how I freaking moved on to intermediate. But I went into intermediate, and I remember telling myself, I'm tired of being shy. I don't want to be like that anymore. I'm wasting all this dance experience just because I'm freaking shy. And everybody looks like they're having so much fun. And then there's me. Like, you can't even see me in the dance videos. Like, I'm in the way back. And the teacher didn't even know my name, which was even more frustrating. It kind of, like, depresses you when a teacher doesn't know your name. And I just told myself, I need to start trying. So sophomore year, I started to try. And I started improving, like, month by month. Like, I was actually doing really good. And the teacher noticed. Now, around this time, the Legacy team, okay, so our dance team at our school is called Legacy. The Legacy team was like going berserk. Like, they were threatening the teacher. They were all quitting. There was drama. Like, it was so dramatic, literally for no reason. It was just a freaking dance team, but it was so dramatic, and everybody was just like dropping on the teacher. Like, she had like 5 students, and at the end of everything, and my teacher pretty much would come crying to us saying, I'm not gonna have a dance team, like, how does this even happen? And you know, it is kind of depressing, but she thought of this great idea of coming up with like a pre-legacy. I know that's not what she called it. I don't know what she called it, but it was like a pre-legacy, and pretty much she gets people from beginning and intermediate, or maybe advanced, and they go after school practice, and the Legacy team works with you. And she just pretty much did that to make sure she had a solid Legacy team by next year. So because I said I was improving in intermediate, I got invited to pre-Legacy, which was like the biggest blessing. And that included more dances. And I was also an intermediate, and because I was actually doing better and improving, and she was noticing me, she was putting me in more choreography and more formations, and I was in the front more often. So it meant me overworking myself in a way that I wasn't used to. It's like I did a whole 360. Like, I went from doing nothing to a lot. And I mean, it worked out to my benefit because I ended up being in the dance team by my junior year, I believe. So now you know, I was kind of overworking myself. Now, during the concerts, this one was the spring concert. There's winter and then there's spring. During the spring one, we do, I forgot what the theme of this one was, but I think it was like dancing through the decades, or am I tripping? But we were doing like a hip hop number, right? And I remember this song was so inappropriate. She tried to like beep out the bad words, but you still knew what the fuck they were saying. And it was like so inappropriate. And I remember telling myself, how are we gonna dance this song? Why? Because we actually do dress rehearsals that same week of the concert. So the concert is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We would do dress rehearsals Monday and Tuesday, and our dean had to watch us. and she had to approve of everything. Now, if you went to Glendale High School, you know who the dean is, and you already know how that went, because that dean was strict. If she didn't like your outfit, if she didn't like your hair, if she didn't like your makeup, if she didn't like a dance move, if she didn't like the song, like, it was cut. Like, that was death throat, or the concert would be off. And so we were out there dancing this very inappropriate song, and she said, stop. Like, stop what you're doing. Like, that song is gone. Like, I don't even think we finished dancing. Like, it was that bad. So that was on Monday. That meant that on Tuesday we had to change the song. That means changing the rhythm, changing maybe some choreography if it doesn't go. Like, it was just that intense. And I remember, I forgot what the previous song was, but the second song was Temperature by Sean Paul. I'll probably throw a little clip in here.
I got the right temperature for shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics.
So, we were doing Temperature, right? Now, if you just heard it, or if you know who that song is, if you know who Sean Paul is, his music is fast. Now, I don't hip hop. I don't pop that way. I never have. I never will. I just don't know how people move like that. At least my body doesn't do it. So imagine doing hip hop and now adding like some speed into that shit. Like, I can't. I couldn't. And I remember I did that move or whatever again, adding speed to it because that song is so freaking fast. And I did the leg, and that's when I felt it. I was like, oh damn. And I had to do formation change, and I went to the dead center. So the next formation was like the front row, there was 2 people, and then the second row, I was in the dead center. You know, the second row, I was in the dead center. And we had to do something on the floor, and I remember I got on the floor, and that was it. I didn't move back up from there. I was like paralyzed. I could not move. And again, like the formation change. And so then the next girl who was supposed to go in that formation came, and she was looking at me like, move, bitch. And I was just looking at her, shaking my head as much as possible as I could, telling her, no, I can't move. Like, and like, this is it. And I remember my teacher, she cut off the music, and she was like, what are you doing? And I was just like, I can't move. What do you mean you can't move? I can't get up. And just talking, I remember it would hurt. Now, what was hurting was my lower back on my spine. I didn't know what had happened at the moment, but I'll tell you guys what happened. And I was like, and just talking, it would hurt. Like, I couldn't even breathe. And I started kind of panicking because I was like, oh damn. And I hadn't truly felt how horrible or how painful it was because I had stayed frozen. And so she ran up because I told her, I kind of tried telling her like my back in a way, but I couldn't talk. And she like ran upstairs, and I remember just like my friends stayed on stage, and then the other girls kind of like went into the wings, and Paloma, she's like one of my closest friends, I love her. She tried to lift me up like this, you know, like with my armpits, like that. It didn't hurt as bad until she did that. That's when I fucking knew how much it hurt. That's when I knew like that was it. And I started screaming, and I was like, ow, 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 let me go. And she like dropped me because she was like so scared. And they were like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then I had to put him to sleep. Okay, so he looks so cute, but I'm gonna talk a little lower now just because he is sleeping. But pretty much, like I was saying, Paloma tried picking me up, and it just hurt way too bad. And I remember the teacher kind of freaked at that moment. She called the nurse and the dean, and the nurse got there, and she tried to get me on a wheelchair, but again, like I would scream when anyone would really touch me, and it didn't make the situation any better. And they said, we need to call the paramedics, we need to call 911. And they got there, and I remember the pain was so bad, guys, that I like blacked out most of that moment. I just remember they got me on a chair, and they were asking me questions like, what do you feel? How does it feel? Can you walk? Can you move? And I was just like, I couldn't even talk. Like, it hurt so bad. And anytime something big like this happens to me, I start hyperventilating, and I have like a panic attack. I don't know why I'm like that, but I started having like a legit panic attack, which was making it worse because I don't know, it just hurt so bad. But pretty much they got me to the hospital. They did x-rays, and what happened was one of my lower back plates on my spine actually shifted. I can't stress enough how much pain that is. Not only because it's your spine, but your spine is the foundation of everything. Literally, when you're created and your parents are going at it and you're created, the first thing that's formed is your spine. You have like a little spine. It's the first thing you have. And it's just, if you once you fuck it up, like that's it. It's been like 5-6 years since then, and my back is still like this, all because our dean changed the song last minute. Like now when I listen to Temperature, I'm forever going to remember that that's the song that fucked up my back. But yeah, I've tried physical therapy. I went to the chiropractor. I've done all the medication. Nothing's really working. So the last step was doing an MRI, and I'm not gonna get the results till next week. But they're gonna tell me the same thing I already know. Like my plate is still shifting, and unless this has happened to you, you know how badly this pain is. But it's just something I'm gonna live with for the rest of my life. I'm kind of over it now. I'm kind of like immune to the pain because it's like hurting right now, but I'm like so immune to it and so used to it that it doesn't bug me anymore. But other than that, guys, that was pretty much it. That's how I got picked up at the ambulance. That's what happened to me. Again, I didn't put it out there. If you saw the ambulance, yes, it was me. If you never knew about this, now you know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment. Do whatever else you gotta do. And thank you so much for watching.